Hi there, James here from Knives and Stones. On last week's episode, I looked at the difference between different 1000 grit stones under the microscope. I looked at how they actually perform under high magnification, and the results are actually very interesting. So if you haven't looked at that episode, please do check it out. On today's episode, I wanted to use the microscope to demonstrate and explain one very common mistake, that is, count the strokes between different stones. By saying count the strokes, I'm referring to counting how many sharpening strokes that one would perform between different grits. And people often come to me and saying that, hey James, on 1000 stones, I sharpen 20 times, and then on the higher grit, I sharpen 30 times, so on and so forth. This is actually a very common mistake. When we are sharpening, what we are really doing is just to use the stone to remove the old steel and to expose the new steel of the edge. And the true indicator that we are looking for is the formation of the burr or the wire edge. Imagine this scenario. If we can raise the burr in like 3 strokes and you are counting the number 30, you're really just wasting 27 extra strokes. And on today's episode, I will be using this Naniwa Arata 1000 grit stone and this little knife that I forged and sharpened at Takeshi Saji-san's place in Takefu village, and use this to demonstrate the difference between stop right at the formation of the burr and counting, say, 30 strokes maybe. Let's see the difference under the microscope. Okay, for the first test, I will sharpen this knife and stop as soon as I feel the formation of the burr or the wire edge. And then I will stroke it and have a look at the edge under the microscope, which will then be compared to the next test, which is I will count on, say, twice as many as the strokes that I did in the first test, and we will see the result and compare them. Okay, let's begin. So this is the first test. I will stop as soon as I feel the burr. So I can feel a bit of the burr forming at the front, but not the middle, so I'll just do a bit more. Yeah, so I'm able to form the burr in 50 times, 50 strokes. And let's go and have a look. As you can see here, I'm moving the blade along and you can see the very light burr has formed at the edge of the knife. I would personally stop as soon as I feel the burr. Okay, I have done the first test. For the first one, I did probably 50 strokes. I'm pretty sure it's around that mark there. So for the second part, let's do 100 strokes and we compare the difference. Yeah, I can totally feel the burr as well. It's now 100 strokes. Let's see how it goes. By doing double the stroke count as the first test, we can see there is a lot more wire edge formed. So guys, what do you think after seeing the results? My conclusion is that both tests yield the same result. That is, after raising the burr, there is virtually no effect on the sharpness of the knife, no matter how many extra strokes that you do on the stone. Counting your strokes really is that sometimes it is not enough to raise the burr. For example, I did 50 strokes to raise the burr on the first test. And if you count 30 times, then it would not be able to raise the burr. Hence, the result is not there. You're wasting your energy. And if you're doing 100 times, you're counting 100 times, then you effectively wasted another 50 strokes and you're getting the same result. And some will ask this question, hey James, what happened if I could not really feel the burr? I mean, this typically happens for stones that's over 3,000 grits, and for 8,000 you almost definitely could not feel anything. Well, that comes down to your experience. Once you have enough experience on the stones, you should be able to tell if this is okay or not. And by the way, I have to say deburring is very, very important, and our Knives and Stones strop is an excellent tool to remove the burr or the wire edge on your knife. And this is it from me for today. Thank you very much, and I will see you on the next episode.